And I just want to know din po about dun sa Casa Infini na case po. Pending pa rin po ba yung case until now?
There are a lot of pending cases in relation to the Casa Infini scam. Yeah. So the major case right now is the one filed by the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, the Securities and Exchange Commission, and the Regional Anti-Cybercrime Unit. This is in relation to the raid of June 10th of 2023. They were arrested, and then, however, the case was dismissed by the Office of the City Prosecutor. The Securities and Exchange Commission then filed a motion to inhibit and motion for reconsideration, and the case is now with the Department of Justice in Padre Faura, Manila. And the other cases also involve Casa Infini is there are criminal cases already filed. That is for syndicated estafa, or this violation of the first paragraph 1 of PD 6 and 89 in relation to Article 3152A of the Revised Penal Code. That's a non-bailable charge. One case was already filed in Trinidad before the Benguet Prosecution Office. Yeah. Another case are AMLA cases, which were filed before the Anti-Money Laundering Council. Another set of cases are PRC cases, Professional Regulation Commission, because the complainants decided to go after the licenses of Miss Jacqueline Coradillo and Jeneline Galletes de los Santos Floresca. They have licenses for real estate broker, real estate appraiser, real estate consultant. The complainants also filed cases before the Bureau of Internal Revenue. In the Bureau of Internal Revenue is, number 1, non-payment and non-issuance of official receipts. The second one is non-payment of documentary stamp tax in relation to the alleged investment contract. Because if you're doing investment or even loans or whatever, yeah, you have to pay a certain tax for that. 15 centavos for every 200. And for example, you are doing a payout or interest or return of investment, the government taxes 20% of it. So for example, 1 million, and then your interest rate is 50,000 pesos. 10 per month, let's say, 10,000 goes to the government. So, another one are sets of cases with the Securities and Exchange Commission for violation of Section 8 and Section 28 of the Securities Regulation Code, or that is RA 799. The first one is selling of securities without the necessary license from the Securities and Exchange Commission. And then second one is failure to register these securities with the Securities and Exchange Commission. These cases carry punishment of 5 years to 21 years imprisonment.
Kailan ito na-report, attorney, yung case na sa Casa?
Okay, the cases of Casa Infini were first reported in 2022, last quarter. We collected all the certified true copies of this hybrid real estate investment contracts with the Regional Trial Court Office of the Clerk of Court of La Trinidad. That is under Attorney Rebecca Exan. Okay, so we collected the documents. We first reported it to the local offices, like the National Bureau of Investigation, Cordillera Administrative Region, Revenue District Office 8, or that's the BIR office in Baguio, Revenue District Office 9, or that is the BIR office in La Trinidad. We also reported it to the office of the city mayor. However, in Baguio, we were ignored. So we decided to report everything in Manila. So we submitted the documents to the PAGCOR, Marina, POEA, Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, Securities and Exchange Commission at its headquarters in Salcedo, Makati, and the Bureau of Internal Revenue.
You mentioned na dinala niyo po siya sa dito po sa city, right? Ni-report.
Yes, we reported it to the city.
Pero hindi kayo pinansin or paano ba yun?
No action taken by the city. Kasi those are existing crimes. It's like, if someone is selling methamphetamine or coke, and you have evidence, and you provided the evidence, you expect that they will have to take action. But they did not take action.
Yung dun sa mga videos na na-upload niyo po sa Facebook, you mentioned na hindi ginalaw ng NBI car dahil may protector, and then you mentioned yung retired director, tama po ba?
Sa NBI?
NBI, yes.
Yes. Thank you, Babs. Babs, kindly close it. So yes, they have protectors with the National Bureau of Investigation, because that is quite strange. In Manila, we had a lot of fights with the National Bureau of Investigation. If, for example, nagko-conduct ng alleged illegal sale of securities yung kliyente, they raid it. 2 months, they raid it. Another one is, another case, 5 months, ongoing, they raid it, yeah. They constantly do raids, even online casinos, operators of illegal online casinos, and operators of, yung mga online sabong, ganun, nire-raid nila. However, here in Baguio, 30 months na nag-ooperate, more than 30 months nag-ooperate yung Casa Infini scam, based on the 300 plus documents that we secured, yeah. However, the National Bureau of Investigation, Cordillera Administrative Region, did not even investigate, did not even conduct the raid. That's why we were forced to report this one to the national offices.
Ano relationship ng ng Casa Infini sa mga casino junket? May yung mga owners po ba?
The relationship.
Yeah, magkakakilala po ba?
There is a connection, yeah. The Casa Infini scam is headed by Jeneline Floresca.
Yes.
Her husband, Rafi Palangdan Floresca, is one of the top honchos of Team Zay. That is the operator of the casino junket scam in Baguio. So, related rin sila.
How about yung 2 councilors na nabanggit nyo na nag-participate dito sa Casa Infini scam?
Okay, first, the male counselor, yeah, that's Counselor Benny Bumogaw. In fairness with him, yes, I was upset sa ginawa niya sa what you call sa press conference, yeah. Pero maybe he's just doing his job as a lawyer. So, whatever na comment niya against me at the time, and then he had been defending it, yeah. So, he's just doing his job as a lawyer. No problem with Mr. Benny Bumogaw, yeah. However, the second one is Miss Betty Lourdes Tabanda. So, she invested. She invested, yeah. I think that's 400,000. So, at 400,000, and then what I know is that naka-receive na siya ng payout, yeah. However, her name was used in the recruitment campaigns of Floresca, of the Casa Infini scam. Of course, kung nag-invest sa'yo as a counselor of Baguio, diba? There you will have more. You will have more investors. Kung nag-invest sa'yo are judges, prosecutors, lawyers, you can invest, you can get more. That's a Filipino mentality. Tataya ako, legit ito kasi nga si counselor tumaya rin, diba? So, yun yung tinutukoy kong dalawa.
Are there any proofs po ba, like parang nag-invest si...
Yes, I did. We sent the contracts of loan. Yeah, we sent the contracts of loan, and you can see it there. Okay, so andun yung name niya, Betty Lourdes Tabanda. I know what we sent you are very, very much voluminous, yeah. But maybe after this, we can send you again. Or if you have a USB, you can get in my files. Okay, she's one of the investors of Casa Infini.
Aside from dito sa mga councilors na to, and then the NBI car, sino pa yung mga local authorities na associated with Casa Infini?
Sa Casa Infini, What do you mean associated?
Yung...
If your question is, who are those people who invested? Marami actually, marami. There are cooperatives who also invested in CASA Infinity. These cooperatives, of course, they get money from their members, diba? So nakakasad talaga yan. As to local collaborators of CASA Infinity, madami yan. Because, for example, the prosecution service, some of them are ninongs of those couple, yung mag-asawang yun. Mr. Rafi Palandan Floresca and Miss Jenny Galietes Floresca. And despite everything, despite the fact, ayaw pa nilang mag-inhibit. They should have inhibited. Yun. Pero anyway, at the end of the day, nag-inhibit rin sila when the Securities and Exchange Commission filed the motion to inhibit them. They are the most favored criminal defendants in the city. We can discuss more about that. But anyway, what's your next question?
December 2, you posted a video about the local law enforcement bypassing during CASA Infinity raid on June 10, 2023. And then, sino po yung nag-head nung raid na yun?
The one who headed, I'm not really into the details of the raid. Because the raid is a secret. I don't even know the raid. Yeah. Sinikreto nila because alam ng national, I had a talk kasi with some SEC people in Manila. They said na they fear that kung papaalam nila sa local authorities, baka ma-stop or tipong matimbrehan sila. So, the one who headed the raid, if I'm not mistaken, is at the time Winston Casio of the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission. Okay. So sila yung nag-raid nun. However, in fairness with the government, because one of the talking points of CASA Infinity is that nagsusul ako, that it's because of me. No. If you've read the cease and desist order dated June 8 of 2023, nakalagay doon, the government conducted surveillances. Nag-surveillances sila. Nag-undercover surveillance sila sa mga seminars ng CASA Infinity scam. And that is when they realized that it is indeed a scam. It is selling securities to many people without the required license.
Why do you think yung local government hindi siya masyadong hindi niya binigyang pansin itong CASA Infinity? Is there something going on?
Yes, of course, there's something fishy. Yeah. So, these criminals, yeah. So, what they do, pinaparent nila yung, nagbibigay sila ng something, alcohol, lechon, mga ganyan, under the table. And, for example, mga collaborators inside City Hall na, kasi the CASA Infinity kasi are renting a hotel. Tapos yung hotel na to, the price is quite low. So, minsan, nahiheld yung mga government events doon. So, may mga contacts sila. So, as you can see, the collaboration with the local government, yeah. And maybe the local government is that, inaalaw nila kasi maybe they're benefiting from it, yeah. Okay, I'll tell you something, yeah. Hueteng is still here in Baguio because people are benefiting from it, diba? So, as long as andun pa yung equation na yun, they will still allow it. Diba? At saka, syempre, of course, these government officials are taking advantage of ignorance of the people. As I told you kanina, maybe you got bored. I was explaining about the Securities Regulation Code, the taxation system under the National Internal Revenue Code. Konti lang po may alam ng mga yan.
Yes.
Kaya minsan, kunyari sinusugod ako dito sa office ng mga financiers, aminado ko, I have a lot of clients na utangera. Tapos sinusugod ako ng mga financiers na ito. Sabi ko, mga bastos kayo, sabi ko gano'n. Kayo nga is you're violating the law. Diba? Your businesses are not even registered. And if you collect interest, kasi you have to withhold 20% of it, and you have to report it to the Bureau of Internal Revenue, and you have to pay the tax. My point is, a lot of people are ignorant. That's why nangyayari mga to.
And considering din na bibihira lang, kakunti lang yung mga financially literate, di ba?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you're way, way younger than me. Maybe you can tell those in the education department to teach taxation or securities. These are very modern, yeah. Rather than teaching about national heroes who died centuries ago.
Balik pa tayo dun sa ano, yung sa counselors na yung dalawa yun. Like, yung ano yung two sets criminal conduct na...
The two sets. When I was referring to the criminal conduct.
Yes.
Yeah, the first one is that the documents, the contracts, the one that I sent you. Okay. Mga yun kasi, they should be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Those are what you call securities. Okay. Ang securities kasi parang in the form of money sila. Participation in a certain corporation like shares of stock, bonds, oil debentures, evidence of indebtedness, investment contracts. Okay, those are what you call securities. Under our system, they should be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Kung hindi mo na-register yan, it's a criminal act. There's a criminal punishment for that, yeah. That's the first criminal conduct. The second criminal conduct is the non-payment of taxes. I told you, kunyari si counselor, okay, sabihin natin another example, baka mamaya sabihin ako, siya nang tinutukoy ko. Let's say a person invested 1 million, and then ang payout niya is 5% per month. Okay? You are required to report or to submit to the government, i-withhold mo yung 20%. Kasi kunyari, 1 million, no? 5% nun is 50,000. Yung 10,000 is 20% ng 50,000. I'm really sorry, this is very boring, ha? Pero you are required, seriously, you are required to give it to the government, yeah? To the republic. Okay. When it comes to fiscal responsibility, I'm very, very conservative, yeah? So, if you do a crime, and I don't care, but still you have to pay your taxes, diba? Nagpe-pay out ka, magbayad ka ng tax mo, diba? Yun.
Noong September 2023, Baguio Prosecutor's Office dropped yung charges against Floresca.
Yes.
What could be the reason po kaya?
Maybe it's on, when you say reason, of course I cannot dig into the mind of the investigating prosecutor. It was dismissed. It's nasa record naman yan. So I think 53 pages.
Lack of evidence no?
Lack of evidence. However, that one is elevated. Nasa DOJ na yun. Yeah. So it's not yet final. Yeah. Maybe kulang-kulang daw. Actually, in that resolution, my name was mentioned several times. Yeah. And I really got hurt dun sa sinabi dun sa resolution. It was mentioned, yung defense kasi ni na Floresca was, my closeness was with the director. It was really, really hurtful on my part because I told you the director and I, we just share love of books. That's it. Ayn Rand, mga ganon. Okay? Salman Rushdie. It's quite hurting. Yeah. Pero anyway, it's now with the Department of Justice. I told you there are adults in the room who will, at the end of the day, know and discover all the scams.
Ilan yung inaanday niyo pong kaso ngayon sa Casa Infinis?
I cannot count a specific number. I can give you an estimate.
Yeah.
More than 100.
More than 100 po.
Yeah, kasi right now we have, I think, 14 complainants. Sa 14 complainants, i-times mo na lang ha. We filed with the Anti-Money Laundering Council, the Bureau of Internal Revenue. So next is the Securities and Exchange Commission, the Professional Regulation Commission, and the Human Settlements Adjudication Commission. So 14 times 5. I-compute mo na yan. And then right now, meron na yung mga criminal cases na. The first one is 6 complainants with the Benguet Prosecution Service.
Recent lang ba itong pag-file na po ng complaint?
Sa criminal?
Yes.
Yes, recent yung criminal because we were doing, kasi when it comes to criminal cases nowadays, you have to be as complete as possible if you file a criminal case. So, at that time, we don't have yet the entirety of the documents kasi there are what you call this, I have to secure the titles, I have to check everything, I had to secure certifications from the suit because there are also other criminal conducts that happened. Yeah. For example, sinangla nila yung properties na subdivision properties at saka yung kanilang lote na gagawin nilang tower, the Salang Tower, yeah, with Luzon Development Bank, with 88 Asia Finance Corporation, and spouses sayang odd, yeah. Quite a big amount of money. However, if you check the law, if I'm not mistaken, it's PD 957, Section 18, if you are a developer, you have to, if you have a developer and you're going to use these collaterals as, you use these properties as collaterals to secure a loan from the bank, from the mortgagee bank, you have to secure a clearance from the department, from the DSUD, Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development. That's a requirement. Okay, so we have to dig into it, yeah. Another thing kasi, the scams are kind of hybrid. There are scams na yung ordinary scam nila na realty investment, yung unregistered, yeah. And then the second type, there's a breed of scam na so-called investors sila sa isang condo unit ng Selendra or first, what do you call this na? 11 condominiums? Mga ganun. These are projects by Chasa Holdings Incorporated and First Georgetown Ventures Incorporated, yeah. And then, of course, we have to secure proof sa kanila kasi we're demanding eh, hey, look, your project is being used as a scam. Parang, ang ginawa kasi, nag-reserve sila. So, nag-reserve sila na kunyari, Unit 1. So, si Unit 1, gagawin nilang scam. Paano nila gagawing scam? So, papalabasin ka nila na investor ka kay Unit 1. Ganun yun. And then, magpe-pay in ka ng, let's say, 45,000 a month for 2 years. And then, ipipay back nila yung ang ganda nga ng scheme eh. So, 45,000 in 2 years. And then, ipipay back nila on the 3rd until the 5th year, 48,000. Pero ginamit mo, condo na hindi sa'yo. At saka, what they did kasi, they represented that they are the developers of these two projects. Selendra and Elebe Condominium. Selendra, if I'm not mistaken, is owned by Chasa Holdings. Thus, Eleve Condominium is owned by First Georgetown Ventures. I think I sent you the letters from the lawyers of these companies.
Itong mga nag-i-invest po, nag-invest dun sa kasa,
yes.
How much yung pinaka-mataas na na-invest nila?
Based on our records,
yes.
Based on our records, I think it's more than 5 million. Yeah. However, yes. However, we heard that merong 30 million.
30 million.
If the stories are true, because yung sa amin lang is ang masasabi ko lang is nasa may 500 yung parang alam namin kasi based on the files. Pero it can reach more than 1 billion eh, because they have also complainants in Tarlac. Same rin kasi nag-operate sila dito, nag-operate rin sila sa Tarlac. Same system rin. Okay.
So, meron pong Casa Infinis sa Tarlac po?
No. The Casa Infinis are all registered here. When you say Casa Infini kasi, multiple yan. You have Casa Infini, or what do you call this? Casa Infini Builders and Realty Co. Ltd. That's a partnership of Rafi Floresca and Jeneline Floresca. That, tawag dito, yung partnership na yon was created, if I'm not mistaken, August 10 of 2016. And then it has a term only of 5 years. Nag-expire siya August 10, 2021. Next, another corporation is the Casa Infini Properties and Development Corporation. Yun yung na-revoke. If you check the records that I sent you, it was revoked by the Securities and Exchange Commission last July 16 of 2024. Followed by another revocation of the Securities and Exchange Commission of Ray International Philippines Corporation yan. Aside from the, August 8 naman yun, aside from the revocation, these individuals, okay, these persons who orchestrated the scam were also given punishment by the SEC, administrative punishment, na hindi sila pwedeng maging board member, incorporator for the next 5 years.
So itong si Jeneline Floresca and then yung asawa si Rafi,
yeah.
Given na may mga nag-invest ng 30 million, mayaman na ba? Mayaman na sila?
I really don't care. I don't know. I don't know kasi we conducted a research. Okay, so ang theory namin sa timeline ng scam is 2020-2019. So may mga involved pa dyan sina Peter Umawang Wasing, Zay Radio. Yeah, he had been using his station to promote the show. Ang problema naman to promote the scam. Yeah. Ang problema naman sa kanya, at saka yung mga bosses niya, mga boblocks rin. Walang kaalam-alam sa securities. Criminal actions na nga nangyayari, inaalaw pa.
Yes.
Oh, it's like saying, let's kill the Hutus. Diba? Let's kill the Jews. I mean, parang gano'n, that's the level. That's the level of, tawag dito, that's the level of negligence that Peter Wasing did. You're advertising criminal actions in your own show. Ang problem with the owners of Zay Radio, ang tatangan ninyo. Yun. Yeah. So, tama ba yung question mo sa kung kailan nag-start yan? Regarding the properties, yeah. We discovered that there's only one before the scam, they have only one property. It was registered 2017, yeah. During the scam, so 2020, 2021, 22, 2023, yung makita mo sa titles kasi kung kailan na-enter yung mga titles na ito sa Registry of Deeds umaabot sila ng 40. 40 properties. So you know that these so-called wealth of them are all from the scams. Yeah. And then, marami rin silang pinasok na properties sa mga bangko. Of course, habang lumalaki, magaling sila habang lumalaki yung mga amounts ng pera nila dun sa in the banks, nangyari dito, the banks will see it and then, syempre, of course, i-assess nila yung credit capacity ng tao. Yeah. So, inalaw yung mga utang, for example, dun sa house nila, sa may Lexburg, nakasangla yun kay Security Bank ng 16M. Kung ako sa Security Bank, parang, ano yung business model mo para pautangin nila? So, magtataka. Kaya nga, the banks are also very, very negligent. Yeah. Meron silang sinangla sa Tanay Rural Bank, 15 million, yun yung commercial lot nila dyan sa may Burgos, yeah. Kung i-compute mo yun, kasi ang Tanay Rural Bank is 15% per annum yun, malaki yung interest nun, yeah. Next one, may mga sinangla rin sila sa Luzon Development Bank, umabot ng 64M. Tapos meron silang sinangla sa Asia 88 Asia 8 Finance Corporation, that's 2.5M. And they also, nagsangla sila sa mag-asawang Sayang Od. Those are the owners of Session 10 something. I don't go to that story. So as you can see, ang dami nilang pera, right? However, the problem is that they cannot pay out already the complainants. That is why there are criminal cases. The criminal cases started flooding June 2024. That is why siyempre multiple complainants yan. So yung mga, tapos nagtambak, with the 12 complainants, tinambak na rin namin sa SEC. Maybe SEC finally decided to issue the revocation order. Just my theory. When they saw na ang dami na palang complainants. Because one of the primary arguments of Ms. Floresca and the Casa Infini scam group is, wala naman kaming complainants Ganon. Pero nung June, meron ng complainants In fact, August 1 of 2024, nag-issue ang revocation ang Department of Human Settlements and Urban Development, revoking the registration of Salon Spa and Wellness Tower registered with Casa Infini Properties and Development Corporation.
Clarify ko lang, attorney, yung itong 100 cases na hinahawakan nyo ngayon, dito siya sa Benguet, sa Baguio, or sa buong
what do you call this? Meron Baguio. The PRC cases are Baguio. The BIR cases are, it depends kasi ang BIR kasi depends dun sa taxpayer. May mga certain rules sila Yung BIR is dito rin, dito sa RDO 8 Baguio. Pero I think may na-file sa Trinidad yan. The Securities and Exchange Commission, pwede mong i-file, may offices sila sa Newtown. Kung violation of SRC yung kaso, pwede ka mag-file sa Newtown. And then, after that, fina-forward nila sa Manila. Ano ba? Yung PRC, yung HSAC, Human Settlements Adjudication Commission, that was filed here in Baguio. So, sa may papuntang, sa Rimando Road siya. Yung criminal case na 6 complainants, sa 13 respondents, that was filed in Trinidad. Of course, as to the AMLA, wala naman AMLA office dito. Sa Bangko Sentral na i-file yun.
So, nung na-revoke yung yung certificate of incorporation ng Casa Infini, allowed pa rin bang mag-operate ng business si Jeneline Flores po?
No, sir. Because as early as were you able to check the 4 cease and desist orders? Okay. They cannot. There's an express prohibition that they cannot raise securities. Kasi 'di ba, yung business kasi nila selling securities. Yeah, so because of the cease and desist order ng March 16, 2023, June 8, 2023, October 12, 2023, October 31, 2023, they cannot do business na selling securities. Yeah. However, in fairness, they can still act and work as a real estate broker. Kasi nga, in fairness, hindi pa naman sabog yung lisensya nila.
Kasi I check, attorney, yung profile nito ni Jeneline Floresca, meron siyang hotel na R&J na I think business niya yun na nag-allow siya for transient gano'n. Allowed ba yun?
In fairness, yes, because it's not part of there's no order naman or order from any government na magkwan siya tawag dito, na mag-business siya ng ganyan. Okay. However, yung sa real estate, may isang konting prohibition dun They cannot sell yung properties na nakapangalan sa Casa Infini, sa mga corporations nila, sa kanila mag-asawa, at saka yung mga nakalagay dun sa cease and desist order. If you read it again, there's an express prohibition against disposal of these of properties, ganon. As to the sinasabi niya na, can I just stop this one? Okay, as to yung sinasabi nila na R&J Hotel, that is not under her name. It's very easy. If you want to do a research, you make a letter through a lawyer, you can go to the assessor's office of Baguio, you can check kung sa kanila yon. And after that, kung nakuha mo yung information, you can, kasi dun sa assessor's office, makita mo yung title And then after that, punta ka sa baba, sa may registry of deeds, makita mo talaga kung sino may-ari. Actually, she's lying when she said na she owns it.
Yes. Last question na po.
No, it's okay, no problem. Yeah.
Ano ba yung mga batas ba na are in place to protect investors from scam? Meron po ba?
Maraming batas. Maraming batas. You have protecting the investors. How can I start with this? The criminal action. If kung criminal cases against the scammers, marami. There are a lot of, meron yung estafa laws, we still have it. Illegal sale of securities under the SRCC, ganyan yan. Tawag dito. Another one is the syndicated estafa law, ganon. When you ask me kasi, meron bang protection? The problem is that these investors just keep on investing. Kasi kung nagpapautang ka, di ba? The protection is the collateral. So, for example, kung hindi nakabayad yung tao, pwede mong embargohin yung bahay, pwede mong kunin yung sasakyan. Di ba? Tapos yung mga investors naman kasi, taya lang sila ng taya. Taya sila ng taya. Walang security yun, walang guarantee. Walang guarantee. So that's the problem. That is why yung mga nagpapa-invest are required to register their investment corporations, investment prospectuses, or the investment contracts, and their agents and brokers with the Securities and Exchange Commission, because the Securities and Exchange Commission will do something about it to protect the investors. The question is how? The corporations will be required to post a bond. Alam mo, ang totoong investment corporation, sir, ang ban niya nasa 300M. Okay? Kaya nga first, totoo bang investment company to? Number one, i-check nyo sa SEC website kung wala. Kasi may listahan ng SEC eh. Number two, i-check nyo yung Articles of Incorporation, yung bylaws. Kung 50 million nandun, ay hindi yan. Imposible yung investment corporation yan, dong. Diba? Imposible yan. As to yung other part of the scam, yung realty scam nila, kung ang problem dito is that may isang protection ang law. Kaya nga meron tinatawag silang clearance to mortgage. Kung yung developer, gagamitin yung mga tao dito, subdivision lots na pinipresell niya sa mga tao, gagamitin yun para mag-develop ng kalsada, i-develop yung perimeter fence, gawa ng golf clubhouse, gawa ng koi pond, gawa ng deer farm, kasi yun nakalagay dun sa sinabit nila sa DSUD. May certain bond na naman yun. That's why kailangan may clearance to mortgage. Kasi nakalagay dun sa clearance to mortgage, parang in case na hindi mabayaran na yung loan, it will be makikialam na yung DSUD at saka yung buyer para maprotektan yung interest. So that's a mechanism of law to protect the buyers. Okay. Ang nangyari sa Casa Infini kasi, nagsangla sila sa Luzon Development Bank. Sinangla nila yung mga subdivision lots nila sa Yangland. At saka yung lote na pagpapatayuan daw nila ng tower sa Luzon Development Bank. That's why we sued Luzon Development Bank. Kasi we also have clients who were tricked into purchasing parking lots na dun sa inexistent tower. So, because sinangla ng kasa yun sa Luzon Development Bank, we're now asking the HSAC to have the mortgage cancelled. Yan.
Meron po ba kayong gustong i-add po na additional information?
Additional information? Ikaw ba, I ask you, have you tried investing ba?
I did po. Actually, sa GCash po.
GCash.
May investment po kasi doon na parang monthly ka rin na maghulog. Pero yung mga ganito po na makikita lang sa internet, hindi ko pa na-try na.
Ayan, yan ang fault mo. Kasi alam mo, kung bago ka mag-invest, i-check mo muna sa SEC website kung legit na investment company yan. Nakalagay doon, mutual funds, investment corporations, ganun. Nakalagay doon kung legit talaga. Yun ang ma-advise ko sa'yo. So, yung mga online kasi talagang fraud talaga. Marami talagang talamak dyan. Fly-by-night ang tawag nila. Marami talaga. Tapos, syempre, of course, madali kasi tayong maloko, diba, na porket si Neri Naig or si Rufa May Quinto, sabihin natin nag-invest, diba? Yung concept kasi ng investment sa atin is parang sugal. Pero yun kasi it's a very regulated endeavor. Para siyang marriage.
Yes.
Ang marriage is hindi ka naman basta-basta mag-enter ng marriage na sinsinang, di ba? Hahanap pa ng tao. It's very regulated by the government. There should be yung mga formalities. As of now, male, female. Wala pang same-sex marriage, di ba? Tapos a certain age. At a certain age, 18 to 21, you need a parental consent or something. It's very regulated. Actually, marriage is what you call a contract. Investment is also a contract. And investments are regulated. Regulated by the government because the government will protect the investors. Same also sa marriage contract. The government will protect the parties in case there is a dissolution or something para proper distribution of properties or transfer of properties sa mga anak prior to the dissolution of the marriage through an annulment process. So, yun yung kailangan na karoon tayo ng information dissemination. Actually, I'm surprised na there are a lot of smart people na nag-invest sa mga ganito, yung mga scam na ito. Casa Infini had been doing bad things for quite some time. I sent you the files. They had a warrant and a case in 2013, estafa. They also had another estafa in 2016. Pero yun na-settle nila. In fairness, na-settle nila. And then, the owner kasi, palaaway yan. As in, sobrang palaaway. Ang unang kinalaban yan is kilalang academician, Attorney Gayo. Attorney Gayo is a respected academician in the practice. So, siya nag-represent sa mga complainants noon yung sa scam niya noon, 2013-2016. So that's, my God, I think you're a minor pa at the time. You guys are still minor than them. Nagagalo na siya, nagloloko na siya. And then, ano pa ba? So after that, nagkaroon siya ng, she started the real estate business. However, puro kalokohan. So for example, kinakawawa niya yung buyers. Kunyari si buyer na natagalan sa siyempre, in-expect yung bahay niya within 2 years, diba? Asan na yung bahay ko? Magre-retire na ako. Ang gagawin is, siyempre, magdademand ng refund. You can read this one. That's the Alarcon case. I sent you the files. Yeah. Nakalagay doon is ipapabawas yung mga documentation expenses, lagyan ng cancellation fees, ganun. So parang kung yung refund mo is $1 million, ang nakalagay na lang na i-refund sa iyo is 100,000. Yun yung scheme niya. That's her scheme when she was doing purely real estate. Ang nakalaban niya naman doon is Miss Janice, Attorney Janice Dumoganty, the beautiful daughter of former Mayor Mauricio Dumogan. Yeah. There were fights. It got ugly kasi I think also is na-involved yung husbands nila or something. It got so ugly. However, Janice is unlike me. Janice is a classy individual. Okay, mabait yun. She's very refined. Yeah. She's my classmate in City High Science. Okay, so she's really smart, yeah. Very smart person. And then they had a fight with this Jenilyn na ito. Well, it was bad, yeah. And then nung ako na yung kinalaban niya, ay naku Diyos ko, sorry ka na lang Day, paklang imbornal ito, tignan lang natin kung saan ka pupulotin, yeah. My only fault was, I was advising people. That's the job of a lawyer, diba? For example, you come to my office, you ask na, Attorney, can I kill my wife? Okay, and then I will advise you the consequences of killing. Diba? These are the punishment na pwedeng mangyari sa'yo. Ganon, it's parricide, it's mga ganyan. So, for example, a client will come to the office. Attorney, may nagsasangla sa akin ito. Akin na yan. So, i-charge ko siya sa services ko on that, yeah. I-check namin yung property ko, kung tama yung property, may road right of way, kung tama, iba-backtrack namin yung property, ganyan. Kasi minsan sa Baguio, malinis yung title, kung iba-backtrack mo, kalsada pa lang, yung mga ganon, mga kalokohan dito. So, before namin i-approve yung financial transaction na yun, we do our research. That's a part of a lawyer's job, yeah. Same also as us, as lawyers, if relatives or clients, they ask, is Casa Infini legit? What is your transaction with Casa Infini? Ganito po, ganito, ganito. And then they will show the contract, yeah. I will, isa-isayin ko yung contract, sabihin ko, number 1, this should be registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission. These are securities. These are investment contracts, diba? Pwede kayong malliable dito. Tapos I will advise also na, meron payout na 4.8%. Pwede kayong, kasi ang BIR kasi, pwede niyang habulin yung investor tsaka nag-invest. Ganun si BIR eh. Seller, buyer, pwede niyang habulin yun eh. So, paano to? Required ka na magbayad ng 20% per payout. Yun eh, example kanina, 1 million, 50,000 per month, kasi 5% per month. Yung 10,000 nun, which is 20% of 50,000, kailan mo bayaran sa BIR yun. So, that's another advice I give. And then, kukutukutuan ko yung kontrata. Yung sa kontrata nila, is may nakalagay doon na, thou shall not register this document with government agencies. Sabi ko, that's a crime. Kasi parang, it's wrong. Number 1, lawyers are required to submit documents with the RTC-OCC every month. So parang, this is already a criminal conduct eh. And number 2, nakalagay doon na if you refer someone, you get 1%, 2%. What do you call that if there's a referral? That's now an indication of a Ponzi scheme. Yun. So,
yun yung ginagawa ng Casa Infini.
Yes, it's a Ponzi scheme. Yeah. So, that's why, and then of course, nag-advise kami against it, against investing and everything. And then, syempre, nag-down yung, maybe nag-down yung sales nila. Hindi na sila, kasi sa Ponzi kasi, ang pambabayad mo sa old investors mo is yung pera ng new investors. Tapal-tapal ang tawag dun eh. Okay. So, hindi na siguro sila, nagkakaroon sila ng slope siguro kasi I've been advising. That's just my crime. Yung offense ko sa kanila, I was just advising. And then, I found out, tinira-tira nila ako sa Facebook. They're talking something about my face, and then they attach a picture of a baby, na ganun daw yung itsura ko noon, mukha kong unggoy, tapos because of surgeries, naging mukha kong tao, parang ganyan. They even attack my mother, ganon. So parang, wow! Ay, nung nangyari yon, away na, gulo na talaga. Kinalkal ko na talaga sila. Yun. It came to the point na may mga nag-approach